Hello, this is Melanie with MelMel Stamps, coming to you with video number 5. I want to make a cute card for you today. I'm going to start out with the base. I've taken one sheet of the Seaside Spray 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm going to use my paper trimmer and cut that at 4 1/4, so it's right in half. And then I'm also going to score it with my Stampin' Trimmer. Here, score it at 5 1/2, and that gives me a good card base. So you can fold that over. Get 2 cards per sheet of paper this way, and we have a good card base right there. Then I've taken some of the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper. It's 6 by 6 paper, and it's got a lot of different patterns, double-sided patterns. It's new in the catalog this year. You can purchase it on June 3rd. It focuses on some of our new in colors. So it's Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, and then it adds in Poppy Parade also, and then Whisper White. I've chosen this to be the background for our card today. See the double sides? I'm just going to cut this piece of Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. That's 5 1/4. And that's going to match my Seaside Spray really good, like that, to go on our card. So I'm going to put that on with my Snell adhesive, leaving about 1/8 of an inch border around the sides. That's a little crooked. Let's redo that, like so. There we go. We have our base. Now we can start the fun part. I'm going to use the Jar of Flowers stamp set today. And this is one of the new stamp sets. I was able to get it as a demonstrator in a pre-order. You'll be able to purchase it on June 3rd in the new catalog. If you haven't received a new catalog, you can contact me and I will send you one for free. Just let me know. I'm going to use that as the stamp set we're going to use for the card. I'm also going to use these mason shaker domes. They are so fun. They're little mason jars, and we're going to make a shaker card with them. They come in a pack of 10, so you get these cute little domes. And I'm going to use the jar punch with those. So the domes, once you punch it, the domes will fit through this jar punch. So let's start by punching our mason jar out with our jar punch. I've cut a piece of paper that is 3 by 5. I'm going to put it into the punch. Just punch out that mason jar and see how well that's going to fit with our domes. So once we've got that punched, I'm using this as a little mat. This is my Stamparatus mat. I like to use this with the photopolymer stamps because it helps them to stamp a little nicer, get the insides of the stamps. So I'm just going to stamp the flowers on top and make sure that it goes all the way down to the top of the mason jar, like so. And then I've taken another piece of cardstock that I've cut at just 2 1/2 by 3. I take this fun stamp. It's the actual mason jar in the stamp set. I'm going to stamp that on this paper, like so. And then also I'm going to stamp the flower stems inside the jar. And I'm using Memento Black ink. Stamp those stems in the jar like so. So then we have what we can put together as a jar of flowers. So when that dries, we'll want to color the flowers. I have chosen to color mine with my Stampin' Blends. When they're all colored, they come back like this. I've done this with the Shaded Spruce and Shaded Spruce here, and I used Daffodil Delight, Poppy Parade, Seaside Spray, a little bit of Flirty Flamingo in there to color my flowers. So then we have some brightly colored flowers. Now we get to some real fun part. We are going to make our shaker for our flower. So these are fun. Flowers for Every Season gems. You get a pack. I've used half of the pack on another card, and now I have a few to use. So see, they're all different colors. I didn't mean to dump those out, but I'm just going to put a few of those right here in the center of the bottle. Just a few, not a ton, but I do want it to kind of fill up the bottom area. And these are the Just Jade, and they're clear, look a little white. Put those in. You don't want any to overlap the bottle part. Just get a couple more. There we go. See how pretty that is? That's going to make a really cute shaker card. Then we're going to peel off the back of the dome. And they're sticky there. We want to make sure we get this on straight and stick that right onto the paper. And it holds it down real good, just like so. Then we have our shaker portion of our card. Get some of my mess cleaned up, well brushed aside. Now to add it to this part that we have with the flowers, we're going to just take this top part off, and it's got some more sticky there. Okay, and then I wanted to add a couple pieces of some twine to make it look like it's got some wrapped all the way around. Now this is the Flowers for Every Season combo pack, and it's got the soft, let's see, the Seaside Spray and silver and white twine, and the Just Jade gingham ribbon, and the white Whisper White ribbon. I've just cut it to 2 little strings there of that. I'm just going to put this right on top, and that will stick down to there real good. Then we're just going to trim this extra off, like so. So there, we have our shaker right like that. Then we can add it to our card base, which is what we have right here. I'm going to offset it a little bit, and over on the side, like so. I'm just going to use a little bit of our tear and tape. This will hold it down good. I'm just going to put some on each side and the bottom and top. Top there. There. Just want it to stick really good around it so that the gems don't fall out. We want it to be really good and stuck on the card. Put a little bit on the bottom. I love this. I love this tear and tape. It's easy to use. Usually it comes off easier when I'm not doing a video. I'm sorry, I have to wait for this. Maybe I can speed it up later so that you won't have to wait so long. So we've got all of that off. So we want to position this. So there's a little border around the side and the top, and then a larger border on the side. We're going to put our greeting over on this side. See how pretty that is? It shakes. Now I'm just going to stamp the greeting that I got from the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set. I'm just using the one greeting out of there, and it says, "Thanks a bunch." I'm going to stamp it in Shaded Spruce ink. I've just used this strip of Whisper White paper. I get these strips when I cut paper down for the center of the cards to 4 by 5 1/4 to go in the very center of my cards. I get these little long strips, and they're great to use for your projects. So I've stamped that in the Shaded Spruce. That's our little greeting. And what I've done, what I'm going to do is just cut this up. Because Thanks a Bunch is not going to fit all the way across our card, but I still wanted to use this little greeting. Where did our A go? There it is. Thanks a bunch. So we can add that to our card with mini dimensionals. They're just the right size to put on that, add to the card. And then also with the mini dimensionals, I've done another ribbon, added that big bow to the card. And when we get it done, here's what we have. We have a beautiful shaker card. Thanks a bunch. Thanks a bunch for joining me. I hope you liked this week's card. Be sure to join in next time for video number 6. Thanks and happy stamping.